Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 994th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And just to say, this is the very first battle type of this kind we've ever put on our channel. And that's why I wanted to show this battle. It's very unique. I don't think we've actually played this type of battle before, and that's why I wanted to show this to you, because as I say, it is very unique. And you'll see that it is the Greek cities against Rome and Gaul. You'll see this is hosted on a flat map by the host of this actual battle is the one that set the rules for this battle. Okay, so our first teammate is Brotherhood member Fesen. Now Fesen's got 10 Spartans, 1 cavalry unit and 4 armoured hoplites. Okay, you have a look there. Those of you that might not have seen the difference before, there's the red cloaked Spartans there. Okay, and if you notice, he's got gold shield, gold attack on his Spartans, and there's his armoured hoplites, and you'll see he's got 7 upgrades on his armoured hoplites, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on those armoured hoplites there. So there's Fesen's army, and he's got a fast moving armoured cavalry general unit there as well. You can move around to attack enemy archers and things like that. So that's Fesen's Greek cities army there. Be interesting to see how well he handles that during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who has got, get ready for this, 15 Spartans. Okay, I've got 15 Spartan units. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Mars. Now Mars has got 12 Spartans and 4 Cretan archers. Okay, 12 Spartans and 4 Cretan archers there. Once again, be interesting to see how well he handles that army. And our last teammate is the host of this battle, Brotherhood member Spitfyr. Now he's got 13 Spartans, 2 armoured hoplites, 3 archers and 2 fast moving horse missile units there, as you can see. Okay, and as I say, this is the host of the battle, so the rules and the monies are sorted by him. And as I say, this is a Greek cities team versus Rome and Gaul. Okay, yes, Rome and Gaul. And just to say, we have in our team have only got 29k each, not the 31 as normal. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Mantu. Now he's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, but you'll be surprised at the cavalry that he's got there. If you have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, there, if you have a close look, you'll see he's got 7 upgrades on his infantry, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So all 14 of his infantry have got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And that's how he's been able to afford to do that, is because he's bought equites here, light cavalry. So yes, he's got 6 cavalry with gold shield, gold attack on, but they are only light cavalry. Okay, so the reason he's bought those 6 light cavalry is so that he's got extra money to upgrade his infantry. Alright, so that's why he's done that. That's a tactical reason for that. And those equites are fast moving. Look at the wide battle line also that Mantu's got there. His infantry battle line there, very wide. And our next teammate is someone who's called himself Gaul only, but is in fact Brotherhood member TR. Now this was originally supposed to be a Rome versus Greek cities battle, but TR said he wanted to stick with Gaul. So what Spitfyr said to him is, okay, you can keep Gaul and I'll give you 40k to upgrade your troops. Okay, so TR has got 14 chosen swordsmen, 1 druid, 2 cavalry, 2 archers and 1 warband unit, but he's been given 40k here to upgrade his troops, so every single one of his units is fully upgraded. Okay, so remember that Gaul has had 40k to spend on it, so every single unit, as I said, is fully upgraded there. So it'll be interesting to see how well Gaul does during the course of the battle. As I say, he didn't want to take Rome, he wanted to stick with Gaul, his faction of choice. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Royer. Now Royer's got 12 infantry, 4 archers and 4 cavalry. Okay, check the upgrades on his infantry. He also has got an experienced stripe gold shield gold attack on his infantry there. Okay, so he spent the majority of money on upgrading his infantry. His cavalry, I'm guessing, are just gold shield gold attack for his cavalry there. Okay, so as I say, he spent the majority of his money on upgrading his infantry. Look at the battle formation there as well. Different newer type battle formation there. And their last teammate is GoTW Romex. Now GoTW Romex has got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so there's the enemy teams. Got the potential to be a cracking battle. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I just wanted to reinforce what I was saying about the money here. So our Greek cities armies, we're only getting 29k each, not the normal 31k. Okay, so for our Greek cities army, we only get 29k each. Okay, so that's part of a Spitfyre's rule set. And remember that the Roman troops, they're getting the standard 31k. Okay, so we're getting 29k to spend on our armies, they're getting 31k. And of course, as I said before, the Gaul army of TR was allowed 40k. Okay, so that is the team that we're up against. So as you can see, they're going to have better upgrades than us. Let's have a look at the Greek cities battle formation here. Here's Fesen's battle formation. As you can see, he's put his armored hoplites in front of his main Spartan battle formation there. Let's go up and have a look at Brotherhood member Mars, his Greek cities battle formation. There you are, you can see his battle formation there. He's integrated his archers to protect them from cavalry probably. He's integrated them into his Spartan battle formation. And their last, our last teammate there is Brotherhood member Spitfyr. Look at his battle formation as well. And then we're going to have a look at my very, very basic battle formation. If you had a look at their battle formation, look at mine. Just very old-fashioned, old school, kind of like a wide block formation. As I say, kind of very, very unsophisticated. It's not clever in any way. It's just a basic old school battle formation. Whether it'll do any good against who we're up against, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, we've literally pressed start here, and you'll see that Fesen is moving over towards my army there, and you'll see Mars is moving over as well. Looks like we're going to form over over on our right center there. You'll see Spitfyr moving over as well. Of course, being Greek cities, I think to initially we're going to go a little bit defensive here, and there goes the there's the missile cavalry of Spitfyr. Well, of course, those Roman equites are fast-moving units, so I'm guessing if Mantu wanted to, he could probably chase those horse missile troops down with the fast-moving equites there. Make no mistake, though, those fast-moving equites of Mantu, he would love to chase down our archers here and take out our archer units. That's probably why he's another reason why he's bought them, not just because they were cheap so he could upgrade his infantry more, but so that he guessed that we would obviously be bringing archers, so he's just thinking those fast moving cavalry would be ideal to take our archers out with. Okay, so as I say, here it looks like we're forming up. And what I wanted to show you here is on our right flank, can you see GoTW Romex is now moving round our right flank there. And you see that Mars is moving a couple of units over there to kind of block that. And you can see here that they're getting cavalry around our flank as well. So initially here it looks like the enemy may well be looking to attack our right flank. Okay, but you can see Mars there, being a good teammate that he is, has put 4 of his units there to kind of block anything coming in on our right flank. But just to give you a heads up on this, if Romex gets too close to us, we may well strike. At the moment we're looking like we've gone into defensive mode, but and that is initially what I think we were thinking of doing, but also remember that defensive mode can be changed into attack mode anytime. And as I say, if Romex gets too close here, we may well strike from our defensive positioning, if you see what I mean. So you can see Mars there moving more of his Spartans over to the right flank there. Okay, so obviously Mars has got in mind here that, as I say, if GoTW Romex gets a bit closer, then he may well attack. Okay. Now, what I would have thought here, Romex moving his troops over, he can now see that Mars is moving more of his infantry over to this flank. So I think if I was Romex here, and this is just my opinion, I may well back my infantry off a little bit. I don't know what you're thinking here. Okay. Now, it could be a team plan here that he moves his army close to attract an attack. Okay. Now, can you see, just follow my logic here. He can either back off here now because he can see Mars coming in on him. But I wonder if it's a team plan to try and provoke an attack, and then maybe his allies come in behind our attacking troops. We just have to wait and see. As I say, maybe that might be the team plan there, but as it stands at the moment, if there isn't a team plan, I think possibly if it was me, I'd move my Roman army away. I know that the Roman armies have got 31k and we've only got 29k, but still head on against Spartans, I think I'd pull back. Let's say it might be a team battle plan here to attract us to attack Romex. Okay, and then while we're attacking him, his teammates then come in behind our attacking troops. I don't know whether that's the battle plan of the enemy team there. Obviously, I'm not privy to their team talk there, but I'm just wondering why Romex hasn't moved his infantry back there with the threat of all those Spartans moving in on him there. So that's the only thing I can think of, that maybe that's a team battle plan, attract an attack, and then when we're engaged, the enemy team comes in behind us. I'm not sure here, but I think Mars has kind of anticipated that with his attack. There, can you see he's moving forward here, okay, to attack Romex, who maybe at this stage could still pull back if the team plan isn't what I suggested. Okay, if the team plan, but can you see here that Mars looks like he's going to take these units away from a potential attack in the rear, so that he can take his units round the flank and maybe attack the flank or even the rear of Romex, his infantry. Also, with all those Spartans there, that kind of neutralizes the cavalry effect that they've got. Obviously, they've got massive cavalry advantage over us, but by taking that number of Spartans round the flank, around the rear, that kind of neutralizes a cavalry attack there, because I don't think they'd want to try and attack that many Spartan units with their anti-cavalry capabilities. Okay, so make no mistake, there'll be a lot of pilers being thrown into those Spartan units there to damage them before they actually get into hand-to-hand fighting. In fact, I wouldn't surprise me if one of the Spartan units routed. There you are. Can you see one of the Spartan units is routed there? It suffered so many casualties so quickly from the pilers that it's routed. You see, but the other 4 units there, Spartan units, are engaging, and Mars, this is a really nice tactical move here, getting in behind Romex, his troops. Now, could Romex still pull back? Could he still save the bulk of his infantry and pull back? Now, just to give you a heads up on this, what I'm thinking at the moment here, I'm watching the situation on the right, and I can see that the Royer is a long way away from the battle, you know, this ensuing on the right flank. So I'll give you a heads up. What I'm thinking is moving my army over there and engaging Romex as well. Kind of ram home Mars' attack with my army. That's what I'm thinking there. Here, and Fesen and Spitfyr can, those two will hold together against any attack coming in from any of the any enemy troops there. If I move over to the right, as I say, to help and ram home that attack by Mars. So that's just giving you a heads up on that. But look how Mars has got his units in behind Romex here. Now, Romex could maybe still move the bulk of his infantry away and save them. I don't know what you think. Please put your thoughts in the comments here. But there you are. You can see Mars is now in behind it. And what Romex looks to me is he's made a decision that he's going to fight. So there you are. Can you see I've now decided to, I'm now going to charge over to the right flank, and I'm now going to put my 15 Spartans into the fray there against Romex, his army. And as I say, kind of ram home Mars's attack. And as I say, the cavalry advantage that the enemy team have got, I mean, they've got massive cavalry, is just neutralized by the anti-cavalry Spartans there. Okay, so you can see my infantry just about going to hit. It wouldn't surprise me if I routed a couple of Romex units on impact there as my units hit like a bang as they smash in there. So you see there a couple of Romex's units have routed straight away on the impact of my infantry coming in straight in. No clever tactics, no strategic move really. It was just a blunt force trauma hit that I wanted to smash into Romex, try and help rout as many as I could. And as I say, a great move there by Mars, getting his units in behind at Romex's units there. So nice tactical move, and as I say, it kind of neutralised the cavalry advantage, the massive cavalry advantage that the enemy team have got. You can see here Royer bringing his units over, maybe looking to get into the flank or rear of my attacking troops, but I am aware of that. And you'll notice here that Fesen and I think Spitfyr are both bringing their units over there as well to support on this right flank. But as it stands at the moment, it looks to me like poor old Romex is going to lose most of his infantry here. There's a cavalry hit going in there. Like, bang! As it smashes into Mars's units there. Like a bang! As it more smashes in there. Oh my gosh, but we know the Spartan morale is excellent. We know their anti-cavalry capabilities as well. The bonus, anti-cavalry bonus they got with their spears. And so Mars's units held well there against that. Okay, I'm now changing the trajectory of my attack, and I'm looking to hit Royer's infantry now. I'm looking to go for the furthest unit here, there. Hopefully that my Spartans will bulldoze through the Roman troops there to get to that far unit. That's what I'm hoping. Aggression, aggression, aggression is what I tend to do when I use my Spartan army. Okay, I don't bother really too much with defense. It's attack, 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 and you'll see my units really moving forward there into the enemy troops. Okay, you'll see that Fesen has attacked as well with his troops. You've got Mars's troops coming in with mine as well, and I think Spitfyr is looking to hold our left flank. If you look over to the left, you'll see that Spitfyr is looking to cover that left flank of ours. But here you can see cavalry in behind us. As I say, I think they've got something like, I don't know, maybe 16 cavalry units, something like that, in behind, you know, all around us there. So, but as I say, Spitfyr here looking to hold our left flank there against Mantu's army. Now, just want to show you here, can you see how Mantu here looks like he's holding his army back in reserve? Can you see that? He's kind of holding his army in reserve there, ready to move in, I guess, when he feels the right time to move them in there. So he'll have 14 fresh, well upgraded urban cohorts to crash into us when he's ready. You'll see also the fully upgraded Gaul army of TR there, also like holding back in reserve as well, ready to move in there. But at the moment, poor old Royer and what's left of Romex troops are taking the full impact of the Spartan attack. Okay, so over here you'll see Mars and myself pushing in on Royer's troops. There's a cavalry hit coming in here, trying to take these units out, coming in from different angles there, like a bang, as it smashes in there. More cavalry coming in from there, look. Bang! As that smashes in as well. It looks like more cavalry coming. Oh my god, those 3 units surely going to rout. Surely with that. More cavalry coming in there as well. Like, bang! As they smash in as well. Can you see Mars is trying to bring reinforcements over to help those 3 units there? See Mars bringing them over there. Trying to save those units, and the enemy just pull those cavalry back. But sadly, I think all 3 of those units were just taken out there by that cavalry hit. Nice cavalry hit there by the enemy team. You can see my Spartan units still moving forward here, fighting in different directions though. I've got some of my units obviously fighting there in different directions. Oh, that's good news. Taking out the Brutii general. That's good news for us. There. Just pause the game for a second, take stock of what's happening here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm still fighting. If you notice, I've got Spartan units fighting in different directions. There you can see Spitfyr has brought one of his units over from the other flank. Great support there by Spitfyr. And as I say, Mars has still got a lot of his Spartan units there as well. And you can see the enemy cavalry have got in behind us. But fighting Spartans with cavalry is kind of difficult, as a lot of veterans watching this will know what I mean. But here you can see Mantu bring in his 14 units of SBQR, fresh SBQR troops, fully laden with pilots. May well look to get in behind us here, or maybe look to hit into the flank of Spitfyr there. We'll just have to wait and see what Mantu's doing. But you can see the cavalry, enemy cavalry, locked and loaded, ready to charge him. Okay, here you can see Fesen engaging Brutii troops, and I think he's starting to engage Gaul troops as well. There, remember those Gaulish troops are fully upgraded. They had 40k to fully upgrade their units. Okay, so you'll see now that I've just finished off the last of those units I were fighting. So what I'm going to do now is up spears. Okay, so remember, when you put your spears up, your troops can then run. Okay, so I've upped spears, and I'm now running my Spartans over towards the Gaulish troops. Okay, I'm looking to hit the Gaulish troops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run into them. Okay, you'll see, can you see my Spartans are running into them with their spears up? And then when I get more integrated into those Gaulish troops, I'll put my spears down and then push, being aggressive straight into those fully upgraded Gaul chosen swordsmen there. Okay, but over here you can see Fesen attacking as well there, and Fesen there as well. And as I say, Spitfyr is doing a superb job of holding our left flank. You can see cavalry looks like they're going to smash into the back of those engaged Spartans. As I say, you've got Mantu's SBQR infantry has overlapped our battle line so that you can get in behind us. But watch this Brutii cavalry, very, very aggressive here as it charges in, and bang, as it smashes into the rear of our engaged Spartan units there. Oh my gosh, very aggressive attack. But he could lose all his, there you are, look, he's lost all his cavalry there in that attack. Okay, as I say, attacking Spartans with cavalry is, you've got to be extremely careful. Just because of their specifications, their 2 hit points, their excellent morale. So here, as I say, you can see, now watch Mars. This is a great tactical move by Mars. He can see that my army is pinning and holding the Gaulish troops. So rather than come in behind me, look, he's now going to move his infantry round the flank to get in behind the Gaul troops. There, can you see? It looks like he's coming around the flank, but TR has spotted that and is moving units over to counter Mars' counter move there, if you like. So yeah, nice movement there by both generals. As I say, Fesen here fighting those fully upgraded Gaulish units, and as I say, Spitfyr here spreading his army quite thin here, trying to cover our left flank from all those SBQR troops. And as I say, don't forget those Mantu's infantry, all have 7 upgrades, an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack, and are fully laden with pilots. Okay, you've got enemy cavalry coming around here as well. So as I say, this game is going to be very, very close. Okay, just to give you a heads up on that. There's a general view of what's actually happening. As I say, you can now, here you'll see that TR has decided to move his chosen swordsman back. Can you see he's moving his chosen swordsman back there? And Mars, I'm guessing, is going to move in on those chosen swordsmen there. I can see him moving in. He's up spears and he's charging in that. So what I've decided what I'm going to do with my army, if I remember correctly, is I think I'm going to move over to help Spitfyr. So I've got Mars here attacking the Gaulish troops and the Brutii troops there. And you've got, as I say, Spitfyr holding the line on our left flank there. And as I say, here I'm looking to move my troops over to help Spitfyr, because from where I remember in the battle, looking at it from where I was there, it looked like Spitfyr was under a lot of pressure. And I just thought Fesen and Mars here could probably take on the Gaul and what other Brutii troops are still there. But as I say, Spitfyr to me looked like under a lot of pressure. So I've upped spears again. That looks like Spitfyr's general's just been taken out. So I've upped spears so I can run my troops over there to the other flank, if you like, to help Spitfyr, who's under a heck of a lot of pressure there. Okay, as I say, I think Fesen and Mars can take on the Gaulish troops here and the other Brutii troops that are left. So that's why I'm going to take my my troops over to the other flank there, try and help Spitfyr. So there you are. You can see I've still got my spears up. I'm just running. I really want to just integrate my troops into those SPQR troops before I put my spears down. Okay, I just wanted to get over to make contact with Spitfyr there, just to help out as much as I could. There you'll see, as I say, Fesen and Mars here moving towards the Gaulish troops there. Now at this stage of the battle, if you look at how many Spartans are on the battlefield, this looks like, you know, we could be winning, doesn't it? But let's see what happens here. Right, can you see all that cavalry just charged into Spitfyr and my infantry there? I think that cavalry hit just came in there. But as I say, just look at the Spartan numbers at the moment. And, you know, it looks like we're doing pretty good, doesn't it? But here you can see Mantu tactically moving his troops around the battlefield. If we just pause the game for a second here, can you see these fire arrows that the Gaulish Forester, the Gaul Forester warband are shooting into the rear of my troops? There you can see there that those fire arrows are coming in on the rear of my engaged troops there. Remember, fire arrows don't just cause casualties, they lower the morale of enemy troops as well. So as I say, if you look around the battlefield there, I think the Spartans look like they're doing quite well. But if you look more closely, can you see that our Spartan units are starting to rout? Okay, can you see that there? Remember, we only had 29k for our armies, not the standard 31k that the other team has got. And as I said before, remember, Gaul 40k fully upgraded troops there. And those fire arrows are really starting to cause us a lot of problems now. Now you see here that my army now is advancing into those SPQR units there. Okay, aggression, aggression, aggression is what I do with my Spartan units. I don't like standing around defensive and anything like that. If you notice there, can you see each unit I'm tapping on attack, each unit attack, attack, attack there. So really pushing into those SPQR troops. Here you can see I think Mars's units there under a lot of pressure there from enemy troops. And what I don't like is those enemy equite cavalry in behind us. And I've noticed they've just changed into wedge formation, which means they're just about going to attack. Okay, watch those equite units coming in there in wedge formation for more impact, more penetration into the back of our engaged Spartan units there, and bang, as they smash in there. Okay, they are only light cavalry, they haven't got the impact and penetration of heavy cavalry, but they got the numbers there into tired, battle damaged Spartan units. And look how many Spartan units they just routed there with that hit. Oh my gosh. There, can you see more Spartan units routed? They're already under pressure from fully upgraded chosen swordsmen, and they just got smashed by that cavalry there. So it's really good. I'm amazed that they're still holding. There's units there still holding after that impact. Okay, but my army here, I'm still now advancing into the enemy troops, and I'm being attacked from the flanks. But make no mistake, I'm turning units to face the threat coming in from the flanks. But the bulk of my troops I'm keeping moving forward. I've got units here facing the flank attack on the right side there as well. I've got units coming to counter the attack from the rear as well. So make no mistake there, I've got units covering all the attack angles that the enemy troops are coming in on me, but I'm still keeping the bulk of my force moving forward. But here, oh my gosh, it looks like I'm going to get a cavalry hit into the rear of my troops here. There goes those equite cavalry going in there into my infantry. Look at them. Bang! As they smash in there. There's Brutii infantry, enemy Brutii infantry coming in as well. Can you see the enemy Brutii infantry coming in to destroy my army? Oh my gosh, and I got fire arrows coming on me as well. Right, so what I've done here, just to give you a heads up on that, I've saw the threat coming in from behind, so I'm keeping a couple of units facing the enemy at the front. Okay, but the bulk of my Spartans I've turned to face the threat, because obviously the main threat to my army is coming in from behind with those equite cavalry and all that Brutii infantry. So the bulk of my troops I've now turned to face the threat, but I've still got a couple of units facing forward there against the enemy that I was attacking there. But look at the way the enemy are pressing in on my Spartans there, trying to break the Spartans there. You could see the pressure. Look how that Bruttii infantry was pushing in. That's the Gaul general just been taken out. That's good news for us. But there were several enemy units are starting to rout now, which is good news for us. Still managing to hold. But over here, oh my gosh, you can see more Spartan units starting to rout here under the pressure. That you know, you can see, as I say, don't forget those chosen swordsmen, fully upgraded, pushing in on just 29k Greek cities infantry there. Now, if you notice here, I've got a unit. There's a unit of Mars's and 2 of Spitfyrs there over with my infantry. But that's all that they've got left in their army. So here, as I say, I've got my infantry facing in all different directions here, but attacking all the time, not in defense. I'd just like to reiterate that. I'm attacking all the time with my units. That's another Greek city general gone down. I think that's Fesen's general has just gone down there. Now you can see here Mars is sending one of his units over to try and help Fesen here, but no, they were, I think all of Fesen's units have now been taken out. Okay, so we've now lost all of Fesen's units. Mars has just brought that unit over to try and help him, but got there too late, and that unit now of Mars is in danger, I think, of being taken out. Okay, so you can see, as I say, my army still being very aggressive there towards the enemy troops. Okay, there I can see, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can see 3 enemy generals around my army. So that would be quite good targets for me there. You can see, can you see how my infantry is pushing forward? Attack, attack, attack. That's all I did in this battle. No hanging around or anything like that. Right, just to show you here. Can you see there's one Bruttii enemy general, another Bruttii enemy general, and an SBQ enemy general. So I've got all 3 of their generals there around my army, and those 3 generals, don't forget, are giving morale bonus to the fighting troops that are fighting my units. So I'd love to take those 3 general units out and take the morale bonus away from the enemy team there. Okay, oh, that's good. One of the, if you notice, one of the Bruttii generals is just routed there. So that's good news. Romex's general has just been routed. They lost the general morale bonus there, so pleased about that. Okay, so, right, that unit we saw that Mars sent over to try and help Fesen has just been taken out as well. Okay, can you see it's just been routed there? So we've lost all those units that were fighting. So basically now, I think, apart from maybe 2 units there, my army is the only one left. I think they are. Spitfire's got 1 unit there and another unit there. But apart from those 2 units, it's just what's left in my army, which isn't a lot. And I think, as I say, Mars and all of Fesen's and all of Mars's armies have now been taken out. Okay, make no mistake about that, their armies have been taken out. So here you can see now I've got to decide on which direction I'm going to go for. I like to go for that SBQR general there, take the general morale bonus away from the enemy team. See him running away. Pause the game for a second there. So you can see that he's the last man in the general unit there. Okay, so all the other men in that unit are dead, but with the general still alive, he can still give morale bonus to his to the enemy team there. Okay, so now I've got to decide in which direction I'm going to move my Spartans there. I can see the chosen swordsmen there and archers of TR there, of his Gaulish army. So that's probably the target I'm going to go for there. As I say, it's no point in going defensive there. I think maybe one of our teams said, let's box up. But I thought, no, not going to do that. Let's go for it. Let's just attack here. And you'll see me moving my troops forward there. Now you've got a couple of Bruttii infantry units, very battle damaged Bruttii units in behind us here, moving in. And I'm aware of that, but I'm going to try and hit those Gaulish troops there. I've up spears, so once again I can run forward. You'll see that Spitfyre's got his 2 units in there already, but one of his units is just routed there. Right, so you can see my Spartans in there now. I've hit the enemy team, so I'll put my spears down. Pause the game for a second here. So there you are, that's one of Spitfire's units has just routed there. And there you are, that's all you can see. That's the whole of our armies there. That's everything that we've got there. And Spitfyre's got one unit in amongst my units there. Okay, so we're fighting those fully upgraded chosen swordsmen. We've got those couple of Brutii units coming in behind us. If you notice here, TR is moving his archers about here, and that's so he can get the best angle with fire arrows into the rear of my engaged troops. Okay, make no mistake about that. These Gaulish Forester Warband will be looking to shoot fire arrows into the rear of my troops. And at this stage of the battle, with my guys being so battle depleted, probably at least winded, those fire arrows could make a big difference here. Right, there's those couple of Brutii units going in there like a bang as they smash into my Spartan units there. But there's a good chance my general could be killed here, because those fire arrows are going to hit me point blank. There. Oh my gosh, my general has just been taken out by fire arrows. Oh my gosh, so that's my general unit has now been routed there, and another unit as well. So things not looking very good for us now, I don't think. Those fire arrows doing a lot of damage to my Spartans there. And you got those Brutii infantry there as well. Yeah, can you see the SBQR general and the Brutii general there, both giving morale? I just saw the Brutii general glow. He just got a battlefield promotion there. And I'd like to introduce you to the Super Brutii general. Now, why am I calling him the Super Brutii general? Right, well, you're going to witness something in a minute or so that you'll see what I mean when I say the Super Brutii general. Okay, you can see him fighting there. He's still got 2 men left in his unit. You notice that? Watch out for that Gaul general there. He may well charge in, hoping to cause a mass rout. Look and bang as he smashes in there. Still, my Spartans are still holding there. And the Gaul general's been routed, so that's good news. Take away the general morale bonus, but those fire arrows are still hitting hard there. Okay. Pause the game for a second here. So Spitfyr has got 1 unit left. Okay, that's all he's got left now, and the other 6 Spartan units that you can see are just my very battle depleted units. There's the SBQR general still giving morale bonus, and there's the Super Brutii general. As I say, you'll see what I mean by the Super Brutii general in a minute. Okay, so can you see the Spartans closing in? Can you see the general just been knocked down then? Did you see? He just got knocked over, but he stood back up. Now, if you notice here, what I want to do, obviously I want to kill him, take away the general morale bonus. And if you notice there, he's getting surrounded by Spartans. Can you see how they're stabbing him, slashing, stabbing him there? And he's still standing. Look at that, whack. He's getting stabbed and slashed by the Spartans. Look at the hits that he's taken from the Spartans there, look. There, now he's been hit down. Do you think he's dead? No, he stands back up, look. He stood back up. Still fighting that. The Super Brutii general. I remember watching this and thinking, oh my god, he really is the super. There, they finally got him. And then look the indignity of it, they stand on his body. Look at that. The Spartans now are stood on that gallant Brutii general's body. How disrespectful is that? And you can still see the fire arrows coming in from the Gaul Forester Warband archers there. And there's that gallant Brutii general there, look. Just wanted to, I think, you know, there he is. There. I thought he just felt, you know, he fought really well there, didn't he? To the last breath of his body there. And it's all the cuts and hits he was taking. So now you can see my Spartans now moving off towards the Gaul Forester Warband archers there. As you can see, I need to send a couple of units off towards that archer unit over there as well, I think. But I would guess that the Gaul general is probably going to admit defeat now. I'm just guessing that. There's no point in carrying on at this stage of the battle, because what you see here is all that's left of both armies. Okay, you can see I've sent 1 unit off towards the other archer unit. Oh, the other archer unit was so scared of that Spartan unit coming towards her that it routed. But here you can see, there you are, he's just admitted defeat. So, right, so that is the sole amount of my army that you can see, and what a battle that was. Okay, so let's have a look at the numbers that I've got left in my my troops there. So what's that? Oh, 11 men in that one, was it? 8 men. 5 men in that unit. Oh, 18. That sounds a lot, doesn't it? At this stage of the battle, 18. 13 in that one. And I think if I remember, 13 in that one as well. So that's those, and I got one more unit over there. And he's got, what's that, 11 men in that one? Yeah, 11 men in that one. So that is the entirety of our team. That's all that's left. 6 Spartan units of my army. Everything else is dead. Over here, if we move over here, I think this is where Romex's army was hit, I think, over on this flank here. This is where we attacked and routed Romex's his army there. I mean, oh my gosh, just look at that for a mass. You can just tell, you can always tell, can't you, on the battlefields where the most intense fighting was by the biggest piles of dead. So as I say, yeah, I think this is the flank. We took out Romex's his army there. And then we moved over, starting to attack Royer's army, if I remember correctly. Just look at the red-cloaked Spartans, as we said in so many other battle videos. Their dead really stick out on the battlefield there, don't they? Just look at that. Just the intensity, the sheer intensity of the fight in there. As we move further and further across the battlefield there. Oh my gosh. Let's say massive piles of red-cloaked Spartans here. I mean, look at that there. I'm guessing that a lot of those were pilot hits there that killed. Oh my gosh, look at that. The intense fighting that was going on there. Oh my gosh, you could just see piles of dead there from, you know, both teams there. See the Equite cavalry dead there as well. As we move over here. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you look at the battlefield, it is actually quite spread out, but the intense part of the battle you can see here. I mean, look at this here. Oh my god. I think this is where those Equite cavalry smashed into the rear of my engaged infantry there, and I turned to face a threat there. I think that's what that was there. But I mean, just look at that. I mean, and look at this mass of red cloaked Spartans killed there. I mean, that is, I mean, there you are. That's the battlefield there. The map is quite a big map, I think. But yeah, you can see it was quite an intense battle there. And as I say, this is a first for our channel. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. And as you can see, it was a close victory there. So, you know, I was amazed that we actually went on to win that. So, with the casualties that we were taking there. And the highest kills in the game goes to myself. Just a bit of luck there, really, I think, to get the highest kills. So I'm pleased with that, though. So helped the team out, didn't it, by doing that? So well done to GoTW Romex. Got over 1,000 kills. Now, bearing in mind he was smashed and crashed on that right flank to get over 1,000 kills. Well done to him. Well done to Royer. He's going to be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but if you noticed, he was very aggressive in that battle, especially with his cavalry. Well done to Gaul. Just like you to point, just look at that. That, I believe, is the 3rd highest kills in the game with Gaul against Spartans. Whoa. And well done to Mantu. I think he got the 2nd highest kills in the game. Well done to him. So really well played, guys. Well done to Spitfyr. I thought he held our left flank absolutely brilliantly there for a long time. Well done to Mars. Very aggressive attacking with his army there. And well done to Fesen as well, very aggressive as well with his Spartans. So really well done there, guys. Great kills. And just like to say, really well played to everybody. And I'm just amazed that I got those kills there. And I'd just like to show you how close the battle was. You'll see that Mantu and TR with Gaul got the 2nd and 3rd highest kills. Okay, they got the 2nd and 3rd highest kills. So that just goes to show how close this battle was there. So really well done there. And yeah, great kills. So really well played to everybody in the game there. And just say, as I say, it's the first battle type that we've had of this type. Remember, our armies had 29k to upgrade. The enemy Rome's had 31k, and of course Gaul had the 40k money there. So this is Spartan Commander. Say, hope you enjoyed the battle. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Bye for now.